Hello and welcome back. It is Sunday, it is afternoon, and we might even remember what productivity looks like. With me today, I have the one, the only Sako to me, also known as Voit, and Doc Coleman. Which side of the?
Hi.
Yeah. So let's start with Sako. Say hi to the nice people.
My cat is also acting up, which is great. Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. In fact, I've got a couple of book covers I need to be doing, and I'm partaking in a June creativity challenge where you write a song a day.
Sweet.
So that is what I'm working on today.
Okay. Doc, say hi to the nice people.
Hi, nice people, and the rest of you. I'm Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure, and I'm don't have nearly the lyric combination of things that Sako does, but today I'm going to be working on further revisions to the Kindred of Kali. I am just shy of the halfway mark because this past week has just been exhausting. But I'm hoping that I can pass that half.
You're gonna hit that halfway point tonight.
That's the hope. If I can complete the chapter I'm working on today, I will be over the halfway mark. It's is what happens when you've got 29 chapters and you're revising chapter 15. So,
go ahead.
I know we're done.
Okay.
And here's Morgan, our hostess.
I'm our host, Morgan Hazelwood, and I am a fantasy writer, and I am still stalling on checking out those revisions on my space fantasy that I got from my alpha reader week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. Today, I will be working on my weekly roundup and trying to get a little ahead on my author spotlight videos. My cat is losing his ever-loving mind because my setup's a little weird. I got plastic all over the place right now because I am in the middle of getting a window installed right there.
So the
window only half done. Oh no.
It was kind of installed. It just needs to be finished up.
It needs the trim, but they just did the second coat of mudding, so the mudding had to dry. So my lighting is all over the place today. I already picked out a blackout curtain shade to put in there, but I'm hoping he'll have a window he can sit in instead of on my keyboard. And keep an eye on Mama at the same time that isn't in the middle of the kitchen sink, which has been the only other window in. I have a open floor plan, so I've got the my office is the dining nook, and then there's the kitchen and the living room, and the only natural light has been from the kitchen. The plan is now I get natural light, and hopefully my own eyes won't be so tired at the end of the day because I'll have more natural light coming in. I've been turning on a lot of lamps to make up for it, and my eyes are still kind of done by the end of the day. So it is partially for me, not just to spoil Catechus, no matter what he might think. But yeah, so, and I see Andy in the comments asked, have I picked out a perch for him? They got one for Zoe. This space, when it's normal, has a bookshelf on either side and a buffet server table in between that's right about the height of the
window.
Of the windowsill. So I'm just going to put like a cat bed there and stop leaving a cheese tray and like a fountain, a very dry fountain because the pump broke, which is what had been there. So it's just going to be cleared off for him. And inside is the perfect depth for like a 12-pack of sodas. So that's where I store my like non-refrigerated sodas. It's a great size thing. But yeah, he's going to have a perch right there where he can keep an eye on Mom. And I may take one sprint to get the bird feeder out of the back of my car and install it right out that window, trying to pick out the right spot.
So hopefully he will be
Cat
jumping
TV.
Right?
be jumping at the birds instead of at Mama's head.
That's the dream. That's the dream. But I am actually enjoying this extra daylight, even if, it's totally messing with my lighting arrangement. But let's pop into the chat real quick and say hi to all the nice people. Doc is doing double duty in the chat. Alexis is here. Hello and welcome. We've got Andy. Hello. SD swung by. Hello, Shannon. Made friends with the like button. Aw, thanks. Andy cooed at my window. The kids are asleep, says, oh no, and it's so hot these days. I know. I got a blackout shade too, so I can keep it half down and leave it like cracked for Catechus if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be fine. A thumbs up on cat bed, and yeah, hello. So, yay. So how's y'all's week been?
My week.
Go ahead.
My week has been painful. I went to visit with a friend on Tuesday who's her son is graduating the 6th grade, and it's his not like when we were in 6th grade when it was just like, go to junior high next year.
No, we had a graduation ceremony. I don't know what you're talking about. 5th grade to 6th grade, definitely. And this is in my little town where 6th and 7th grade had their morning classes at the elementary school and their afternoon at the high school, and we walked across the playground because my graduating class was 50 kids.
That wasn't a thing for me, and it wasn't a thing for my friend, but she was very much into getting this poster done up for her son's graduation as part of the celebration, and I went over and helped her with it and ended up spending way too much time standing on my knees.
Didn't we just discuss that your knees don't like that?
My knees do not like that, yes. So I've spent a good chunk of the rest of the week trying to recover from that. Both took a day off just didn't get out of bed all day. And then telework for a couple days, but the pain has really kind of been a drag. So, yeah. But I'm slowly mending, but it has been a bit of an arduous week because of that.
Yeah.
This week whirred by for me, like just Zoom.
Okay.
Like I took Monday off because I had just come back from Atlanta and kind of needed a vacation away from my vacation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I've kind of been like slacking off and reassessing the things I need to do and maybe even being a little productive, but yeah, my week just like whirred by me.
I had a really weird week because I'm getting a window installed in my wall. It was supposed to be in like a month ago, but the window got back ordered, and it finally showed up the week I had to go back into the office. I'm out in a hangar. We did get the AC unit by like Friday, but I'm helping test on one set of hardware, so I actually have to go in. There's no way I can do this part remotely. So I have 3 shifts a week. And so the second I go back into the office, they need me here. And so I scrambled and I found people, and they showed up at like 7:30 a.m. on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
And
I was to say that's definitely the fun when people say it's like, okay, we're gonna have our workers out there at 8 a.m. and they show up at 7:30. You don't know if they're gonna show up at 7:30 or at 4 p.m. No.
Yeah, they were about 15 minutes early, but they were sitting in their truck. But I went out and I was like, oh yeah, go ahead and get started. But yeah, so then I had to find somebody, and I had to call the inspector's office like 4 different times to line them up, because we were just going to have the inspector come on Monday, but then it was going to rain. So we couldn't leave a hole in my wall while waiting for, because the inspector needed to see the framing part of the process as well as the closed up finished product. So I called about 12 times and got that scheduled. And
oh, good. Because today it rained.
Yeah.
At least it rained here. But,
and yesterday it rained. But yeah, at this point, they've done 2 layers of the mudding. And they're like, hey, yeah, we'll swing by at 2:00. And I'm like, I'm going to be at D&D. You can swing by before noon, or you can swing by after 4 p.m. when my brother-in-law can get there. And they text to say, Jose is here. And I was like, let me see what I can do. And I got my friend Verity, 10 minutes away. My cat loves her, to come over. She read comics, petted my cat for an hour and a half, and they were done. Because this is a lot of, you put on a coat of mud or paint or whatever, and then wait a day. So,
and then wait a day for it to dry.
Yeah.
Which it's not going to do when it rains, of course.
Yeah. So I gotta say, I'm really happy with my contractors. Usually the guy who comes out and sells you on it isn't actually the person who does the work. He's the site lead, and he's getting up there. So he didn't do a lot of the heavy lifting, but he was on the ladder with the thing cutting the edge of the aluminum siding and talking through his process. He's trying to convince his second in command to buy the company so he can retire. So he's clearly mentoring the guy, and there was a lot of respect and like joking between them. And I like to see that in my contractors. I don't want it to feel, like there's a
well, it's nice when the person with all of the experience is actually there doing the work.
Yeah.
And that he's actively trying to pass on that experience to someone who's going to take over it. I mean,
exactly.
Even if his number 2 doesn't buy the company out from under him, he'll at least have somebody who knows what they're doing so that he can take a more laid back role.
Exactly. So I'm quite pleased at this point. We'll see, after the wall is fully closed up and everything. But this was the low bid contractor, so I was a little anxious. But I mentioned some of the stuff that the high bid contractor wanted, and the inspector was like, that's ridiculous. Like, they're like, aluminum siding, taking it down and then back up again is really risky. So I'd rather just redo that whole half the house with vinyl. And they're like, that's ridiculous. That's unskilled if they don't know how to handle that. And I totally impressed the inspector with how there's an addition on the back of the house. And she didn't notice until I pointed it out that the back of the house was vinyl siding, because the color match and like the size of the panels were so close. She didn't even realize that it was a different type of siding. So very pleased.
When we were getting set up before we went live, I noticed that you had some equipment in your sunroom, and I didn't know if that was just where the guys were storing stuff until they got back to it, or if you were having work done doing it. Work done in your sunroom. There we go. The
sunroom actually had a leak in the ceiling, and that's where my budget went last year for home stuff, fixing the leak in the ceiling. And so now that we have confirmed that the leak is no more, it's time to close up that hole. So they're doing a quick drywall patch on the ceiling in there as well.
Okay.
So that looks like it might almost be done.
Cool.
So maybe a quick coat of paint left, but it's pretty close to done right now. So I'm very happy. I think this window is really natural light where I'm working. I am a software engineer. We like to hide in the dark, but apparently once you start to get out of your 20s and maybe a little older, your eyes don't necessarily like it as much. So I'm very excited to have natural light in my workspace. And Sako went to go pick up a friend from work, so she'll be back in a bit. So popping over to the comments, Shannon is working on finishing up the next self-publishing tips and tricks video. Awesome. And
Cool.
Andy is still working on short story writing and revision. He's got some work done on the story yesterday and now into revisions. So awesome. That sounds pretty good. Oh, and a turtle that is red is here. Hello and welcome.
So if you haven't done it already, like SD and Andy have done, let us know what you're working on as we start doing production sprints. And
Catechist would like you to know that chewing on Mama's arms and attacking her ankles are highly encouraged behaviors.
I have heard that Catechist has highly recommended them and has given them 4 fangs. So
Hi, baby. Hi. Go get it. Go get it. He really likes pens, but you know what looks like a pen that isn't toxic? A wooden chopstick.
Mm-hmm.
So they are cat toys. Hi, baby. We don't go for my face.
Another popular cat toy is if you go through fast food and they give you straws.
Mm-hmm.
You okay? If they give you straws that you don't want to use, you're kind of stuck with them now, but you can give them to the cats as cat toys. They will chew the paper off of it. They may chew up the plastic, but whoa. Someone seems a little over rambunctious. Goodness.
So let's go ahead and do a sprint.
Okay. The kids are asleep, have said what they're working on. They're working on edits today, but have to leave in about 10 minutes for another writer in. So thanks for dropping by. Kids are asleep. Oof. All right, so let's jump into a sprint before Catechus attacks again. There's the timer.
Okay, and we're ready in 3, 2, 1, start. And we're back.
Ta-da!
Did you hear the audio? With the cat.
I heard the music.
Okay, good. With the cat, I wasn't sure if I remembered to share audio.
Yeah.
So how was your sprint?
Let's see. No, I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but no, it's shaping up nicely. It's always interesting when you're going through and working in comments from readers, and then you find other mistakes that everybody missed.
Ooh.
And you fix them.
I'm reminded of the meme that goes through about how when you see a typo or mistake in a published work, wow, look at that. It survived 3 rounds. It's a champion. It's a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So for my sprint, I went to my garage and installed my new bird feeder outside, and then accidentally let a certain overexcited cat into the garage to explore and not attack Mama, because rooms he's not normally allowed into are very exciting things for kitties.
So is he currently shut into the garage so that he can't come back and attack you during the live?
No. I have the door cracked.
Okay.
So
yes. He's not shut in. He's free to come back anytime he wants to.
And I made sure to do a token. Oh, Catechus, you know you're not.
Yeah.
Tisk.
For shame, oh feline.
Right. And Sako is off giving her housemate a ride home right now. Mm-hmm. So hopping into the comments. Hello, Laura is here. Laura is working on editing a YouTube video right now on the state of all of their projects. And Jenna is, it jumped. Where'd Jenna go? What? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
Jenna is here and says, fancy meeting you here, Laura. And we got Matthew Craig. Hello, Creek. I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names. Author Goddess is here again. So yay. Matthew would like to know if 18,000 words is too short for a middle grade book. I think so. I think middle grade starts at about 40,000 words. Let me do some quick Googling. Middle grade word count. I've Googled this before, 25 to 50. And they're suited for 8 to 12-year-olds. So these are just past chapter books. Chapter books are like Amelia Bedelia and like Charlotte's Web. So this is like kind of the next stage, early Harry Potter kind of stuff.
I believe that's moving from a novelette into a novella.
Yeah.
Which, middle grade is going to be shorter than adult works, but not quite that short.
So, okay. Laura says that the Goosebumps are pretty short at 25K.
Yeah.
And to look up your subgenres book lengths. Because as we all know, fantasy and sci-fi usually get a little extra word count for the world building. Because world building takes words.
Yeah. I'm at 104,000 words right now.
Yeah, right. Patrick says if it is epistolary, you can get away with shorter. For those who are unfamiliar, epistolary is historically it was like pretend letters written back and forth. These days it can be instant messages, faux newspaper clippings, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a story told in letters.
And Matthew said it was right the first time. I think it was correct. So okay. Mm-hmm. And Patrick says, and I'd bet a middle grade GN, I don't know what that is. You could do a sub 18 as well. I don't know.
Middle grade genre? I don't know.
Yeah.
So Annie had a comment further up at 518.
Okay. Yes.
The typo that survived to print is part of a massive cipher conspiracy. Yeah, and it's like my comment on that is just like if it's an independently published book and someone finds a typo, then they use that as proof that you've done no editing whatsoever. If a traditionally published book finds a typo, they blame it on the printer. It's
I
just
mean,
not fair.
so what you need to do is officially designate which is your cuter cat.
Trill is definitely cuter.
Okay, so whichever one photographs cuter is clearly your printer, so that way you can be like, it was Trill's fault. And make sure that you use the cutest cat photo possible.
And make sure that's in the book, typesetting by Trill.
Oh, okay. GN is graphic novel. So
Okay.
Patrick said a graphic novel could do sub 18, which totally makes sense because
graphic novel
a picture's worth 1,000 words, which is why Twitter lets you do alt text descriptions of photos or pictures up to 1,000 characters.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's not 1,000 words, but they give you 1,000 characters, which is more than you get for the actual. But you can't describe an image in a tweet, otherwise you would.
And so an image on Twitter is worth 1,000 characters.
It is. So Patrick says, like Dogman and the Babysitter Club series have been remade into graphic novel series. It's weird, but the world has changed since 1989. No, it hasn't. Lies. And Matthew says their book is about a superhero. So, now you just need an artist, which is not me. Maybe Sako, but she does more gritty, vampire-y stuff than like cheery, happy superheroes. I would put most of her art more grim dark than cheery, upright citizens. So
how do you know they're upright citizens? Because there's a prop in the back. No, to keep them upright. No.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh,
okay. I mean, obviously, there's Matthew's story. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Sorry, I was about to do sunbows and shine rain.
It sounded like sunshine. It's like, it's the light that makes people cringe away. It's shunning shine. No. Yep.
Picture a cross between Superman and Spider-Man. Okay, so I'm hearing lots of good witty banter, which is not actually my forte, but I dream of being a happy banter person. Doc is a happy banter person. Your story is, I don't know, 20% banter?
Oh, yes.
40%?
Something like that. I have great fun with multi-person banter. So
usually not the same person bantering with different, themselves in their head.
Well, no, it's like it's the whole first novel is an exercise in 3-person banter. So
right.
And in the sequel, I expand that. I think I expanded up to 6 at one point. So
I think the real question is, does Miss Bang even have, does our hero even have a chance with Miss Bang, or is she just totally stuck on Professor Crackle?
She's pretty much totally stuck on him.
And he is basically asexual and excited to have a fellow in science.
No, I wouldn't put it that way.
No. Really?
Professor Crackle has regular human desires, and if you read
asexual is a regular human option, but
good point. But he has
urges.
He has sexual desires. And
I did not realize. I thought science was his, passion.
You need to reread the end of the first book, because he actually talks about some of his history, but he
I mostly remember his history with the Queen.
No, he's got towards the end of the book there's some personal history for Professor Crackle, and he has chosen to hold himself separate because he feels that
right, because of the thing and the stuff,
because of his condition, he feels like he can't.
He is morally obligated to stand apart.
Yeah, until he finds a cure.
until he finds a cure. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember. Sorry. It's been, when did your book come out?
5 years. Yes.
So
I'm trying to get faster at writing them.
So what you need is a team. Somebody to do the marketing, somebody to do the cover and the editing, and then somebody to do the printing and just let you do the writing and the,
I
reading.
do have somebody do the cover. I definitely need somebody to do more marketing and social media for me, but I don't have any money to pay them right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy to take volunteers. No.
Right. So Jenna says, hi, Sako.
Welcome back, Sako.
Hi,
Jenna. And Author Goddess says, we all need a PR team.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So what you missed is Matthew is working on getting a middle grade story. It's right now about 18K, and he's running out of places to shove more words.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So.
And Patrick had a comment there about how he felt like that we're talking in code, and it's like, yeah, we're not talking code. We're trying to talk in non-spoilers. So
right. Talk around spoilers. So.
Oh, nice.
Would love to afford a PVA again, personal virtual assistant. It was nice. I would like one too. That's the dream.
I just don't want to be one.
Yeah. I
I'll
feel
do
like
it for myself. I'll do it for myself, but I can't fathom doing it for other people.
I could take an intern just for 2 months, to catch up on the backlog of some stuff though.
Yeah. I would love a project manager.
Yeah.
Well,
having a Trello board is as close as I get.
I like Author Goddess's comment that we all need a PR team.
Yeah.
100%.
So lacking a PR team, my focus is to let my stories speak for themselves, which means I need to get more of them in print.
Ding, ding, ding.
But at least you know where you're going, so you can set it up nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I know the next. I know the current book. I know the next book. I know where the 4 after that are going. But I'm also going to try to work in a YA trilogy before I get to that back 4.
I'm super excited about Nano this year because I'm going to be launching into my suburban fantasy series.
Oh, neat.
I'm super excited. I think I'm just going to literally put it in Manassas, Virginia, where I am right now, on a street that doesn't exist between 2 streets that do.
Okay. Is this an urban fantasy?
It's a suburban fantasy.
The suburban fantasy. Okay. So you're sure to be able to find plenty of excuses as to why people who go there can't find your street.
Right. But there's also I'm going to play a lot with the supernatural aspect is definitely going to be a lot about the suburbanization of what was a generation ago a rural area. So the rural ghosts and creepy crawlies are going to be being pushed out, and so that's going to be some of the. Anyway, I'm excited. I have ideas. It is percolating. It is not ready to be written yet. So I'm happy to wait till November to dive into that. Plus, I think that's a good time of year to start a
brand new project. And
I grew up in the US. Fall is when you start new things.
Yeah.
So Kelly swung by. Hello, troublemaker. Matthew asked, what is Nanos? Nano is NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. It's an online thing where you pledge to write 50,000 words or approximately a 200-page story in 1 month. 1,667 words at a time, about 6 pages. And most areas, I live in Northern Virginia, have a local NaNoWriMo group with in-person meetups and their own Discord for word writing sprints and that sort of thing. And I consider it a win if I write more during the month than I would have without NaNoWriMo, but I am actually a 6-time winner. So
Yay!
I do save the bulk of my drafting for NaNoWriMo, and then I spend the rest of my life editing. Rest of my life. But that's what and NaNoWriMo has Camp Nano in April and July, where you set your own goal, and you can be in like cabins with like 10 people, but I never do that.
I never do that.
And
Yeah.
they also have tools that are available all year round where you can set your own goals.
Yeah.
For whatever time period.
Right. So Patrick says that's what he did for his series. It's here, except not. He's in the Northern Virginia area, so it sounds like he set it there in a place that's not quite here. Kelly asks, Jenna, are you the one that speaks continuum? Not sure. Patrick said, yeah, Tyson's was a forest when my dad was a kid. Mm-hmm. Urbanization is real. Jenna's not the continuance. Too many Jennas. No. Quality. Jennas are quality people, but there are many of them.
Yes.
There are quite a few Jennas. It's true.
Yeah. And that do be how it do be.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, how are you?
I said Dooby-Dooby-Doo, but
ready and I'm willing. Something.
Okay.
Isn't that the next line?
I don't know.
Not that I know of.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
We need some help from you. Yeah, just before the final chorus, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're willing. If we can count on you, I know we'll catch that villain. Not losing my mind. Thank you.
Apparently not.
So, Patrick says, the phrase I want is urban sprawl, not suburbia. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go with suburbia. Andy says that his family remembers when Gaithersburg and Rockville, Maryland were mostly farmland. And
it was mostly like golf courses and farmland here when we moved to the area.
So. Yeah. I mean, I remember when King Farm was a farm, not a development. Same for Crown.
Yeah. So interesting. So what are you working on today, Sako? I asked and totally forgot.
Well, right just now, I just picked up Kibby from work. So now that I can do things that I want to do, I work on music.
Oh, you froze.
Yep, cut out.
Oh, no.
Say that again.
Did I?
Yeah, you froze.
I'm working on music. I am working on music. Because I agreed to write a song a day for the month of June thing.
Cool. I didn't know you were a songwriter. Are you doing lyrics or like the music as well?
Both.
Ooh.
I have united with Mint Ghost to write music.
Nice. If I ended up with that challenge, I would be filking. I would be stealing music that already exists and rewriting the lyrics because
you would.
Because that's where my musical skill level is.
Yeah.
Although I did write a very cute chorus to a song about teddy bears coming to life for my middle grade story.
Oh.
So. Okay, so are we ready for another sprint?
I think so.
Okay, let's go ahead and reset that timer and re-add it to the screen, and we'll get started. There we go.
Let the window be shared.
In 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back.
Ta-da.
So, how was your sprint?
You're
Sako.
muted, Sako.
I am muted, Sako. I assessed 3 songs, and I'm about to go back into the stuff that Mint wrote the lyrics for, and I'll put it to music.
Nice.
Cool.
Doc?
I did not get quite as far as I wanted to. I kind of, let's try this again with words and stuff. Came up to a section where one of the comments was, hadn't I repeated this information? Shouldn't I put other description in there instead? And so I had to take some time to go back and look and find out. No, I hadn't repeated the information, but it really should have been up above. And so I just found the right place to move it to when the time ran out. So.
Tricky. And I got my weekly roundup out, and I started on getting ready for this week's author spotlight guest, which is a guest who accidentally got put in the wrong folder last May. There's a reason I'm going to be reaching out and being like, hey, I can't take author spotlights from this particular source anymore, because they'll send like 10 people to me in a week. And I post 1 a week. And I'm 6 months backlogged, and because there's so many coming in, a couple of them unfortunately have fallen through the cracks, and I don't want to be that person. So,
you were left unsupervised.
So I did wander off briefly to go track down my cat and say, hey, it's time for me to stop air conditioning my garage. Please come in. So he is under the plastic wrap that they put over my desk to keep the drywall and the mudding dust from off it, that I kicked back so I could use my, and he's holding my paw.
Oh,
holding hand.
All right. So yeah, I started on that right now. So
that's so cute. Right up into the point where he puts his claws into you. No.
yeah. As I said, 80% adorable, 10% rough play, 10% vindictive little. So he's a cat. Popping to the comments, Andy is almost done with the chapter he's revising. He actually has to print out 3 more chapters from draft 0. Right? Jenna got 514 words done in 22 minutes, which is rocking. Oh, yeah. Kelly put away some dishes, washed some dishes, and made a pot of coffee. I'm going to assume it was not decaf. And when he joined, he just got in from shopping, so he's still just settling in. So sounds like a pretty solid sprint for everyone. Although Catechist would like you all to know that I should be playing with him more and not the keyboard, which is ridiculous on the face of it. On the face of it. Gentle. Don't do
better on the face of the keyboard than on your face. So
yeah, I think someone is going to need a nail trim today. Hi, baby. You are cute, but you're sharp. You're cute and sharp. So, we've got time for another sprint, unless we wanted to chat.
I would be up for another sprint.
Okay. I just wanted to know, what is your next writing project, other than the lyrics? Do you have something geared up soon?
I'm still only halfway into Shadow.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to use camp to work on that.
Gotcha.
Especially since I'm only there for half the month.
Right.
So
are you bringing stuff with us to Imaginary?
Another 8,000 words is reasonable.
Yeah. Are you bringing stuff with us to Kentucky?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. You've got business cards this time?
Yeah.
You're going to bring some printout copies or QR codes to sell stuff?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get started before somebody eats me. Catechus, chill out, baby.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh, there we go, baby. There we go. So, oh, hey, Kelly says closing loopholes is actually for him his second most fun thing after blurbs. I don't think Kelly is a real person.
Nobody likes blurbs. No.
Hey,
Or
I like
closing
doing
loopholes.
blurbs. I usually do my blurbs before I write the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I know what it is, my point is, and like I
It
have
never
like a
changes?
goal to like work at. And then I reassess the blurb after I write it, but for the most part it is on key. Oh, my cat.
So Author Goddess says, OMG, another person who does QR codes at events. I've been promoting that for years.
I was going to say,
right?
I've got QR codes on the back of my business cards that take you to my Amazon author page. And I've now got bookmarks that have a QR code on the back of them. So
nice. That's pretty nifty.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenna says, tell Kibby I say hi. I haven't seen her for a hot minute. And Patrick says, I need a captcha for him. So, whew, somebody settle down for a second.
Because he's a robot, right?
Right. So, okay, I'm adding it to the stream. I restarted the timer. So, yeah, we've got just enough time to get this one more sprint in. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. I'm not going to go play with Mr. Rowdy Pants. And we're back.
We are back.
Ta-da!
How'd your sprint go?
I added a song to our repertoire. I'll probably re-record it so Mint can do something fantastical with it.
Yay. Doc?
So I fixed up the section in the previous chapter that I needed to add, and then came back to where I was working on, and got a little bit farther, but took the opportunity to add a little bit of description of the Indian countryside. But yeah, no, I need another sprint. I need to make more progress on it.
I can stick around for another sprint. Sako might be busy.
I might be busy.
Yeah, that's fine. Popping over to the comments, Andy said that his new revision chapters are all printed up, and he wandered off to go get dinner. Take care.
Take care.
Laura made the thumbnail for their YouTube video, and
Yay.
went to the pet store to buy Voit some treats. Priorities, yo.
Priorities, yo.
And Jenna got 547. Oh my gosh. Right now.
Slaying it. Just slaying it.
That's some impressive word count.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, things are going well with this romance. Are we in the cute meet? Are we in the big fight? Where are we? I don't know. And I got 2/3 through the latest author spotlight I'm writing up. I just need to go through their Amazon and make sure I've linked the most recent stuff. So,
Right on.
Kelly found some character art he's been looking for. And
good.
Jenna said that deadlines are not your friend. So I guess that high word count is because of deadlines and not necessarily because of the muse. I wish my muse listened to my deadlines, but
Yeah, really.
I wish my muse listened to my deadlines. Yeah.
So I'm a huge procrastinator.
Procrastinator. You're welcome to come and procrastinate my place.
Hi. Catechist says he needs more attention and love, especially if people are going to be in and out of the house working on this window thing. the rest of
Okay.
the week. So
Yeah.
Did he say that before the window started anyway?
I mean, he always does, but he got locked in the back bedroom a couple days, and the schedule's been all weird, and it's been very stressful for wee little kitty.
Weird for little kitties.
Yeah.
Vicious, fierce kitty. Sorry.
Fierce.
My wee little kitties are sitting next to me on the couch and snoring up.
Writing full time now. Right on.
Go, Jenna. That's
Nice.
awesome. Jenna, are you giving yourself a weekend, a day or two off a week, or are you
I
working
hope so.
full time? Because I can see doing it for a month, but you got to pace yourself if you want to keep from burning out too quickly, or at least most of us do. I know there are some people out there who can handle it.
I had to make it a part-time thing.
Yeah. Jenna
I
retired
can't do
from
that
office
40 hours.
and got out. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Wow.
That's my dream.
I'm looking forward to doing the same thing, but it's still going to be a few years before.
Yeah. I'm not there yet, but that's my dream. So I just give myself some time to pay off some debts and, get my writing out there and a larger audience, and then see if I can make it work. But such a dream. Jenna says, I usually write every day. I did leave the house last week, and I spend time with the kiddos since she's home from school. It's a balance I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah.
I did some.
You gotta have a couple days off.
Yeah.
Last Nano, I did some pre-planning, and I took a week off from work so I could pretend to be a full-time author for something like 10 or 12 days, and ended up writing 2,500 words a day in about 6 hours or less. And it's like, I can do this as a full-time retirement job as long as all my bills are paid.
My hands hurt at the thought.
No, I was cranking it out, and it's like I figured out if I can do that as a retiree, I can write 5 days a week, still have weekends off, and still produce 50,000 words a month. So
Wow.
Can you edit 50,000 words a month?
that's a different question entirely.
That's a different question.
But I got to produce the words to edit them. So
Right. But as I said, I spend month to 2 months a year writing and the rest of my life editing. So
yeah, rest of your life.
Jenna says, is a ghostwriter full-time and might find time to write their own stuff eventually. Editing is hell. I find like whichever stage I'm not in, and Doc's about to pop back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
however, should be rolling.
Thank you for joining us. Hi to all the people in your house, and have a lovely dinner and chillax. So, Dawn.
I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
You give us an outro, or you're just gonna go?
Oh, do I get an outro? Sure. Howdy, neighbors. In case we haven't met, I am Sako Toomey, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. Today, I worked on a project where I am writing a song a day, and for the month of June, and preparing for the solstice. It's going to be a ball.
You've got a week and a half. Can I do math?
A week.
Okay. Is it on the 20th or 21st?
21st.
Okay.
But we're doing it the weekend of.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I wasn't sure quite how strict the dates were for you. So, okay. Have a great evening and see you later. Bye. Oh, and Kelly says bye. So. Kelly also said, I'm trying to get in the space now, in the ghostwriting space for romance or what? I'm not 100% sure which space Kelly is looking for. But yeah, so for me, for the sprint, I think I already said I almost finished. I need to check up on a couple books, and then the post is ready for next week, which is nice.
Cool.
Yeah. And I never did the I was going to do March Madness and do like a full week to get ahead, and I never did. And now it's June.
Yeah, it's not March anymore.
It is not. It's not been March for a while. But I mean, I think my April was really good. I did camp successfully and got my Space Fantasy to my alpha. So okay. Kelly said he's trying to get into the writing full-time space at something. Yeah. I get that. I think a lot of us here share that dream. And unfortunately, the hustle for writing does not pay the bills as well as other jobs for most of us.
Writers really need to be paid more.
Right? By the hour instead of by the finished product?
I think that would be nice.
That's the dream, right? So, did we want to do another sprint? Is that where we're at?
I am all up for doing another sprint. I need to get this chapter finished, damn it.
Yeah, we can't let you go until you finish this chapter, I think is really where we're at.
Oh, we're locked in for the next 10 hours. No.
Yeah. I find that my writing takes as long as I have. So if I'm trying to get 2,000 words in one day, it will take me 12 hours. If I'm trying to get them in before bed, it will take me 2.5 hours.
Yep.
My writing expands.
You just need to go to bed earlier on your writing days. That's
because that'll work.
Because that'll work real well. Yeah.
So, okay. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Chakalaka. And somebody finally chilled out down at my feet.
Hallelujah.
Right? Attacking Mama was exhausting. That's a good boy. Yes, you are. Good kitty. Meow meow. What's up? And we're back
with the catechist cam.
on between me and my keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone thinks that it is time for catechist to get attention and not the silly keyboard thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your sprint? Did you do it? Did you do it?
No, I did not quite get to the end of it, but I appear to at least be halfway. So,
okay. Do we need another sprint?
Another sprint would definitely get me more than halfway, and I could say that I've finished revising half the novel.
Do you have the time right now?
Might even be able to get to the end of the chapter. I think so. Do you have the time?
I can make the time because I really, really want to help you finish this. And if you're in the groove and I can help keep it going, I'm here for it.
Okay, I'm down for it.
Okay.
Anybody else still watching this?
Right. No, there's people here. So let me know how y'all sprint was. And if y'all ended up with a cat sitting on your keyboard. What? What are you talking about, Mama?
Looking less than innocent.
I mean, hi, baby. Are you my kitty? I managed to trim like 6 of his nails.
Well, that's good.
So I got the front of one paw and half of the other paw, and then he was done. But they are sharp right now, so yeah.
At least the ones that are left are sharp.
Yeah. So, well, if people are just heads down doing stuff, we don't have to chat. We can do another sprint.
Okay. Because it either seems like people have left or they're just too busy. And you've got a keyboard, so you got to sprint while you can.
Oh, yeah. I got a keyboard. Let's do this. In 3, 2, 1. Boom chakalaka. Let's do this. Got the keyboard. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, gentle. We don't bite the back of mom's arm. I mean, obviously we do, but we shouldn't. Ow. Gentle. Consider being less pointy. No. 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 Catechus. Just walk away. Walk away. There you go. Yeah.
There you are.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Did you finish it?
I'm definitely over half. I am not quite to the end, but I'm definitely over the halfway mark for the book. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Maybe the issue is somebody wanted my chair.
Is that what it was?
I've given up the chair, and now he's just looking at me.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that I'm not being bugged by kitties who want foods.
I mean, have you considered not starving them?
Where's the fun in that?
Starving. They've never seen food before in their life, and you are heartless and cruel.
That's why I have to scrape it out of their bowls before I can feed them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Laura during the stream let us know that her video was up. Yay, go Laura. Ooh. So
all right. I definitely got over the halfway mark. And while I plan on working on this some more tonight, I am not going to do another sprint.
No, that's fine. And you probably need some dinner.
I need some dinner. I need some bio break, and probably need to feed some kitties.
I mean, Catechist would like to inform you that you should have fed them like 3 times already today, and that you were clearly slacking.
Well, this is a known problem, so.
Have you considered maybe instead of more food, more treats to supplement the food situation?
Yeah, but when they're sleeping, they don't tend to take treats very well either.
True. It's true. So,
like I said, it's unusual that they're not bothering me by now.
Yeah. Laura is eating a Victory sweet potato fried.
Okay.
That's pretty tasty. Although now I want like fried plantains with like sour cream.
Pass. No. I've tried plantains. They're not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Wrong kind of potato, I think. But.
No, that's fine. So. Sweet potato fries. That makes more sense.
Okay.
So Matthew asks, how long do agents typically take to respond? Well, some of them say 6 to 8 weeks. Usually I would double that. Since the pandemic, I would triple that. If you hear back before 3 months, they're super fast these days. Matthew also asks how many agents I should talk to at one time. You should probably be querying between 6 to 10 agents at a time. Yeah. Queries.
I'm sorry. I'm getting agents and publishers confused.
Yeah.
If you're sending things into publishers, it's only one at a time because they'll get ticked at you if somebody else snatches it out from underneath them. But they'll still take as long as they feel like.
Right. Publishers take 6 to 9 months.
Yep.
And you have to wait so much longer. Yeah. Patrick says between a day and never.
Yeah.
And suggests.
My answer was going to be from here to eternity, but.
Yeah. And batches of 20 are what people suggest. I like to hear back from at least like the first round of 6 to 10 to see if I'm getting any nibbles so I can tweak it before sending it out more heavily, really. Patrick and I on occasion do the query helpline. You can see some of the recorded episodes, and he has a querying group on Facebook if you're interested in getting help from Patrick. So Laura says agents, usually take weeks to months. As I said, 6 to 12 weeks is what they say. 3 to 6 months is what they do these days.
Yeah.
So, and Kelly said, did somebody say plantains? What time is dinner?
I don't know what you're cooking. No.
Right. So, So yeah, traditional publishing is a very slow process, and apparently everybody thought they wrote the great next biggest thing during the pandemic. While some of us were like working twice as hard as normal, other people got the opportunity to write that book they always meant to, and are now clogging up the query inboxes for the rest of us. Shakes fist while she pauses on querying. Yeah.
The important thing is that if you query an agent and they don't pick up your book, the likelihood is that means that the agent had no idea how to sell your book, and you're better off with someone else. Doesn't mean your book is bad.
Nope.
If you query, if you send into a publisher that is having unagented submissions and they don't take your book, that doesn't mean your book is bad. It probably means they just filled the schedule before they got to you. So.
Yeah. So people saying no doesn't mean your book is bad. It means marketing doesn't have a niche for you, either because they don't know how to market it, or they don't want to compete against things they've already said yes to.
Yep.
So, I mean, it doesn't mean it is good, because I haven't seen it. It might be, I'm sure Catechus is working on his great American Cat novel, but
But now, if they send back a note that says, "Dear Lord, this is bad," then they probably may have a point. But
right, and if the standard form rejection says this, there were many things to like about it, I just didn't connect enough with it to give it the love that it deserved,
the attention it deserved.
Of course, publishing is a very subjective field, and I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who might think otherwise. If you have hey, I liked it, but I don't have a place for it, do you have anything else? That actually means they probably want to see your stuff. Some people use it as a form rejection, but some people use it as the I liked it, but I can't sell it form rejection, because they have variants on that. So Patrick says a rejection need only mean that agent didn't have a vision for that book at that moment. So Matthew just missed our entire 5-minute spiel. On how many he's found 4 so far. 6 to 10 at a time. Patrick says batches of 20, but I do like to see if my query is working before sending it out more widely. Right now, a good request rate is 1 in 20. When I first started querying the book I have that's ready for querying purposes, I got one request in like 6 to 8. And then last year I sent out 35 and got only 4 rejections. So I'm nursing my wounds right now and telling myself that YA fantasy is overburdened right now.
Yeah.
But I think Matthew said that he was working in the middle grade space. And middle grade works a little differently. I think they usually want books with series potential. And I think your word count being a little low might be a strike against you. Matthew says that he's only talked to one agent. Is that in person, or are you entering their query inbox? I would highly recommend the querytracker.net. It's a good place to find agents that represent your genre and your age range. And then you go to their website and make sure that you're querying the right agent for the right story. Look at what they're looking for. See if the comps or the books that they say they like have any similarities to what you write. And remember that you should only query one agent at a single agency at a time, although you can query multiple agents at multiple agencies concurrently. And a few agencies do say once you query one agent, you should never, that's good for the entire agency because they share queries. So do check that out before picking who you want to submit your query to. So Patrick says, Middle grade 18K, if it's contemporary or similar, is probably going to get form rejected into the sun. Yeah, so if it's got a niche, or you don't think you can do anything else with it, it might be something you want to look at. Small press, they're going to be more likely to go with something outside of genre norms. Or you may look into adding a secondary point of view character or an additional side quest or trouble spot that people have to get past. An additional barrier for your superhero.
Another try-fail cycle.
Yeah. Matthew asks, what's contemporary? Yeah. It's set in modern day, even if it's, modern day with magic or with monsters. Contemporary is something that, current trends and current technology are accurate for, where it's an alternate Washington, D.C. or what have you. Patrick says, is the book only text and is it in manuscript format? And Patrick says, side quest is how the Polar Express movie got beyond about 15 minutes. I'd like to say side quests is how we ended up with the very random pirate monkeys in Moana. And I really think if Grandma had mentioned the monkeys in her earlier stories, it would have been properly foreshadowed. But instead, it's just a random 5-minute bit. And I'm annoyed. So Matthew says, yes, his is modern day. So it's contemporary. Yeah. So do know your genres. You have to tell them, it's middle grade, contemporary superhero story. You do need to know what genre your story is in, because that's how people know how to pitch it. Yes, you can have a story that's multiple genres, but your story is probably going to hit the expected beats of one genre or another. So like if you have a fantasy romance, if it hits those romance plot beats, but not the expected fantasy ones, because it's really hard to do both at once, fantasy people are going to 1-star it, while romance people are going to 5-star it, and the other way around. If you don't have that cute meet, if you don't have, that first fight, and all romance is very, very regimented. And if you don't hit the expected plot points, then romance writers are going to 1-star you, and romance readers read voraciously and rate as well. So make sure you know which genre you really need to push it at. Patrick and I could talk about querying all day and have. Oh, actually, no, we usually do all night because we're more night owls than morning birds. But check on my channel. I've got a lot on querying, although not as much on middle grade. So, any other questions, Matthew? I know it's a flood of information. So, well, you can always come back next week and ask more. I think Doc's got to head out.
Yeah, or go and read Morgan's blog, where she's probably covered this multiple times.
I probably have, but not so much on middle grade. But yeah, other than word count. So
okay, Matthew says he's okay.
Good luck, though. Definitely, we're not trying to discourage you. We're just trying to make sure that you're aware of the seas in which you're about to sail upon. And he's checking out the querytracker.net link.
Okay.
So do know that sometimes the information is out of date. So do your research before submitting to people. So. Okay, let's do our outros. Doc, tell the people who you are and where to find you.
I am Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. And if you're watching on YouTube, you will see all my links down below in the description for this. If you're watching on Twitch, or if you just can't be bothered to look at that stuff, because, hey, we're all busy. You can find my stuff by searching for Doc Coleman Steampunk in your favorite search engine. That will bring you to my webpage, doccoleman.com. It'll also bring you to my Amazon author page where you can preview all my written works and decide what you like.
And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am a on-pause querying fantasy author. I run the gamut from contemporary fantasy all the way to retellings of Robin Hood, Second World Fantasy, and space fantasy, because why not? I also blog, vlog, and podcast writing tips from the pros from writing conventions like Balticon I just got back from, and Imaginarium I'm going to next month. And let's see. This week I was sharing notes on writing fight scenes, talking about the difference between coming of age versus YA novels, and sharing this week's author spotlight guest with their own writing tips from Raven Oak. So check me out everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood, except Twitter, where I'm Morgan Hazelwood, because someone's been sitting on the account for 10 years not using it. 11 years now. So have a great week, and we will be back again next week with more writing sprints and probably some snacks. Have fun, people. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye.